Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning into the Hornet King channel. I have a great removal for you guys of a yellow jacket nest from a customer's house, plus my chickens and my squirrel Humphrey eating larva from the nest. So check it out. Alright guys, this is a removal from a customer's house who had German yellow jackets nesting in the cavity space above the soffit. And as you can see here, this nest is a pretty decent size. There's about 2,500 adults probably in this nest altogether, and they were causing a threat to him and his family as they were walking in their front door. Plus, nobody really wants these things nesting in their house. So they hired me to come out there and take care of it for them, so that's exactly what I did. Just removed the soffit just so I could expose the nest space. Just took in my vacuum. I actually bought a new vacuum, which is another shop vac. The thing is great, has a lot of nice suction to it. So I tried to take the nest down. They started swarming out pretty good. And again, with German yellow jackets, they're not like southern or eastern where they will actually like latch onto you. They kind of act more like bald-faced hornets where they dive bomb. So that's kind of what they were doing to me. They were more like swarming around my head. They were dive bombing, but then they were going right back into the cavity space. So I was able to kind of get a lot of them with the vacuum itself. So once I was able to fully pull this nest out, I kind of just hold it in the cavity space as I use the vacuum and vacuum up the adults that are jumping back to the nest. So they get that pheromone in their senses, and then they will go right to the nest instead of just flying up into the cavity. So I kind of just hold the nest up in that cavity space and just try to suck off as much of the adults as I can.
Hey, Ginger. Hey, Pigeon. Oh. And the Tiggers. Name it tell where you woo. Hey, Tiggers. Hi, Tiggers. Chip, 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 chip. You be nice to the chicks. Hey, Ginger.
Alright, so of course after getting it home, I have it in the bin. I open up the bin and have my suit on because they start to come out. There's a few of them that had hatched, plus a few of them kind of stayed on the comb after I removed it from the cavity. So just bringing it out, the first thing I do is just investigate it and check to see what areas I can start extracting larvae for my chickens or the squirrel or the possums or the chicks. So my usual thing is just to kind of separate the comb from one layer to the other, and the best thing for that is my pry bar, my flat pry bar. So I just kind of slide that in between the layers and just break them apart. But the first thing I want to do is just go along the outside and just vacuum as many of the adults as I can, because I don't know which ones are mature adults and which ones are newly hatched. Newly hatched, their wings are still wet, so they won't be able to fly. They really won't sting you either, even if you are kind of messing with them. But of course, the mature adults will in fact sting, and typically if they're worker adults anyway, if they're males they can't sting, and if they're queens, they won't really sting you unless you try to pick them up. So I use my flat pry bar. This thing is great for getting in between the comb layers and just prying them apart, and then getting the adults that are between the layers, and then separating those combs so that way they don't get new adult or get mature adults on them after I vacuum up the ones from between the layers. So what you're seeing there is queen comb, the one that's in my hand now. That has all the queen and male adults that are in brood form or in pupating adults underneath the silk caps. The white things you're seeing are the silk caps, and the kind of cream colored things are the larvae, which larvae are kind of like maggots for the layperson, and they turn into the pupating adult. So these are my two chicks more recently. So this is the one on the right, the black with the speckles. That is Ducky, and then the brownish reddish one is Amber. And they made liars out of me by eating adults. My adult girls won't eat the adult wasps, but these chicks do, and they'll eat live, active, mature adults besides just the ones they pull out of the cells, which is pretty wild. So these girls are really spoiled. They won't eat the chick feed. They will only eat larvae or bugs or grass seed tassels from when you don't mow your grass for a little while, little tassels that shoot up. So they're pretty spoiled, so I try to keep some comb on hand that has some larvae in it. And this particular nest had a lot of larvae, so these guys are going to be set for a little while. The possums have been getting a little bit, and of course the squirrely squirrel, Humphrey, has been getting some, which is, seeing him eat is at the end of the video. Don't skip ahead. There she goes, eating an adult. It's pretty cool that they do that too, because then I don't have to worry about them going to waste. So if I can help it, I'll keep a lot of the adults just in plain water instead of in soapy water in my vacuum. No black flag or any kind of spray or pesticide touched this nest at all. I didn't even break out the spray until after the nest was in the bin and in my car. Then I sprayed the last few that were flying around the cavity at the customer's house. So there is no concern about there being any contamination of toxin or pesticide on this comb. Lately, the comb that I've been giving to these chicks have been picked completely clean, so they are doing a really good job at actually getting as much out of the comb as possible. The problem with the larger girls is that their beak is so wide that it's really difficult for them to get the narrower adult larva. So the queen comb cells are a lot larger, so therefore the larvae are larger, but the worker cells are narrower, and the worker larvae and pupating adults are narrower, so the adult girls, Ginger and Pigeon, have a difficult time getting the larvae out without smushing them and everything else. But here's Ginger going to town on one of the worker cells, and Pigeon kind of watching from the sidelines. One thing I did notice now that Angel has passed, that Pigeon is a little bit more skittish than usual, which she was already skittish anyway, but Ginger being the matriarch, she would kind of lead the pack, and then Angel brought up the rear just in her confidence. She was kind of secure in herself to just kind of mosey behind, and Pigeon was kind of the middle ground. Well, now that there's no Angel behind her, she's a little bit more latching to Ginger, so she kind of just stays really close to her and whatnot. So that's the only new thing that I've noticed since Angel has passed about the girls. On the town on it. Pigeon has her own comb over there. She just was really curious about me with the camera. So this is my new shop vacuum, and this has a lot of the adults from that colony. And no, the adults cannot sting you after they're dead. You can get stung if it's if you squeeze the abdomen once the stinger's in your skin, or if the adult isn't fully dead and it's still pulsing a little bit. If the stinger or the ovipositor gets in your skin, it can still pump venom into your skin. So when I pick them up out of the vacuum, I'm very delicate and I don't squeeze anybody. So that's how I don't get stung. To show you guys getting the colony dumped out of the vacuum, let the water drain off, and I'm going to pick through here to show you guys the queen. I get asked a lot in the comments about the queens, and I don't really show the queens very much because I'm going to be doing a queen video, so I kind of just hoard that footage for the video I'll be bringing out here in the next few weeks. But that's the queen there, more robust than a worker and larger than a worker. And then I'll show you a new queen as well. So the queen in the center, or on the far left, then a worker, then the new queen.
A female worker, and a new queen. Hi, Humphrey.
What are you throwing it for? Here. What about this one? You need this one? You can't possibly be done. That's how he wiped his face on me. Hey, Squirrely Squirrel. Hey, Squirrely Squirrel. Hey, Humphrey. You all done, buddy? You all done? Well, your belly's full, that's for sure. He's all plump. Hey, Squirrely Squirrel! Any more? Wipe your face on me. Go ahead. Go ahead. He's still wiping it all over my back. Who doesn't want wasp larvae guts all over them? Hey, no squirrely squirrel. You were just the cutest little squirrely squirrel. You were the cutest. Yeah, go ahead. Keep rubbing your face on it. He's rubbing his face. It's ridiculous. Ain't you done yet? Oh, good. Yeah, please don't leave any clean spots on my shirt. Make sure you wipe your face on all of it. All of my shirt. Always. Squirrel, squirrel. Hi, squirrely squirrel. Hi, Humphrey. There's a nest over here. Are you all plump and happy, squirrely squirrel? Are you all plump and happy, squirrely squirrel? Oh, you like that? Yeah, you like that. Oh, you like that, don't you? Don't you like when I scratch your little chinny chin? Oh, isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? And go squirrely squirrel. He's go squirrely squirrel. Spoiled. Absolutely spoiled. Oh, squirrely squirrel. Oh, squirrely squirrel. Hey, Humphrey. Hey, Humphrey. Ready for bed? Alright, it's bedtime for Squirrely Squirrel.
Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in to check out this video. If you guys enjoyed this content, drop in the comments, let me know what you think. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so, and hit that bell notification if you guys do decide to subscribe, so that way you can get updated anytime I post a new video. If you guys are returning subscribers, thanks so much for tuning in to check out my videos, and thank you guys so much for the donations for those of you who have donated, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.